Welcome everyone to the Goddess Temple. My name is Chris, and for today's message, what I want for you guys to do is to really settle into yourselves, to come into this moment, into this space, and become aware of your body, of your environment, and notice the way that you feel, the way that your skin feels, to the way that your heart is beating. Notice your breath as well. You're not here to change it. You're not here to make it calmer. Your body knows exactly how to operate in the best way possible. It knows how to regulate itself and to become in alignment to the way that you are best to operate right now. As you're stepping into more of who you're here to be, you take notice of the way that you've showed up in life, to the way that you are showing up in your current moment. Where have you been giving away your power? Where has your attention been going towards? What have you been focusing on? Have you been focusing on how you can be heard better? How you can be seen in the way that you want to be seen? If the people around you are respecting you and honoring you, you know, the more that you keep looking for these things of how people around you are operating, and if they are holding your best interests at heart, it's a gamble. A lot of the times, a lot of these people, they don't look at you in the best interest. They don't look at they don't look out for you in the best interest. And it becomes important for you to draw boundaries, for you to take back a lot of the power that you have given to someone else to hold you, to protect you, to honor you. It is important for you to begin to do that to yourself, for you to honor yourself, for you to protect yourself, for you to hold yourself in reverence, for you to see all parts of you, for you to see yourself in the way that you want others to see you, and to feel safe, to feel secure, to know that the way that you move, that who you are, every part of you, even the messy and unclear parts of you, is accurate. It is not wrong in any way for you to be the way you are, for you to desire what you desire, for you to want what you want, for you to have what you have. There is nothing wrong with it. You are perfect in every single way that you could have possibly imagined. You are far beyond the limitations and the stories that you have been placed on you. The limitations and the stories that others have placed on you, and that you have taken those stories up as truth, as the reality of how you should and would exist. The decisions that you've made have been based off of these limitations and observations that people have had of you. To a certain degree, there might be truth to it. At the same time, there is truth in the way that you see yourself. There's truth in the way that you understand yourself. There's truth in the way that you move through life, the way that you feel about yourself, the way that you operate. There's truth to the way that you exist. And it's important that you are the one to tell that story. You are the one that is going to tell that story. And you know what? There is always going to be someone else that tells a version and a story about you. In their eyes, their story, the story that they tell, they are the hero, they are the main character, and you become the protagonist. So if this is the case, then who is going to tell a story about you being the hero? And it becomes important that you tell that story. It's not about telling a story where you highlight who the protagonist is. But it becomes important that you highlight the story about the hero, that hero's journey. And the focus being on what are the challenges that you have, the limitations that you hold, the patterns that you've lived off of, and what's the best way for you to move through it that allows you to excel and expand and create the most highest and abundant way of living. The most abundant way of you existing and living in this life is for you. Now I want you to take in a deep breath and slowly let that out. Come back into your body. Notice the way you feel. Notice the way that your heart breathes. Notice the way that the heart is beating. Hear the rhythm. Even when the heart is beating fast or offbeat, everything about it is perfect and it's precise. Even when the heart beats in dissonance, so it's not beating according to rhythm, it is still beating in a resonance that is in alignment to you. There is still a harmony in the offbeat that you move on. All of this is perfect in nature. All of you is perfect in nature. Whoever this is for, listen, truly listen. And if you're watching this, this is most definitely for you. If you stayed on this video for this long, then this is most definitely for you. Notice the way that you're feeling. Take in a deep breath and let yourself settle into your body. That even when you beat offbeat, even when you breathe offbeat, you are perfectly you. You are perfectly in resonance. You're perfectly in harmony. You're in harmony to you, to your life, to your destiny. You're in harmony to the highest version of you. And it's important that you see this. Now, why is this so important? It's so important because this allows you to understand how you operate best and what's the best case scenario that allows you to thrive. Of course, you are here to help out others, and that always happens inevitably, especially when you feel abundant and supported. When your basic needs are met, it becomes effortless in how you support others. So it's very important for you to connect with yourself, for you to come into alignment with you. It becomes highly important and vital for you to operate with such resonance. Now take in a deep breath and slowly let that out. all the limitations that you stepped in with, all the stories that you've been operating from. That's how in the world can this person succeed and you aren't? What is it that they have that you don't have? Listen to the story. Listen to your response to that. So if you feel like you don't have the adequate family or the environment, then in what ways can you create that? The thing is, even that person, anyone and everyone can create something from nothing, can create the ideal environment. But all of that generates from within yourself. And yes, it is possible to generate the most prosperous environment for you, even though that you are living in chaos. It is possible. And that's what you see and you hear with all of these manifestation stories that people have. You begin to understand that it is possible for you to have the thing that you have been trying to receive and move through. It is possible for you as well. And there's more and more examples of how it is possible. There's more and more people teaching how it is possible for you to expand and have the most abundant and full and holy life. The limitations that you have, you will always be surprised at what those limitations are. At some limitations that you have, it becomes easy and effortless for you to move through. Others, it becomes a little bit challenging. But then you figure it out. You're highly resourceful, more resourceful than you think. And you figure it out. You find the solution for it. And you begin to understand. It's at that point that you understand it is possible for you to create something out of nothing. And that you have the capacity and the tools to find the resources, the people, the environments that you are highly and deeply looking for. It becomes important for you to notice who you are in all the way possible. It becomes interesting because a lot of the times when you begin to navigate through these little places, you start to see that the way that you've been operating, that the stories that you've been telling, eventually the lines get a little blurred and you may not know what is true and what isn't, what has been something that you have made up in your mind, and to what a degree that it is true and real. And it becomes fascinating to navigate through these little portals, through these little places. To notice the way that you feel and the way that you move is accurate. You begin to play with the quality of life. You begin to play with the natural laws of life. You begin to understand what it means to transcend your body, mind, and emotions. You begin to understand what it means for you to thrive, for you to live in wholeness, which then gives you the capacity to reach your hands out, either to give, to serve, or to support people along their journeys. We are creatures that always support others. We always support others. We always give to the people that we love. But the best way for us to understand how to give to others with such openness is also to understand how to give to yourself with such openness, to ground that. Extend the kindness that you have for others towards yourself. Be kind, be gentle with yourself, be compassionate with yourself, because it becomes easier to hold more, to give more, to be more present. Acknowledge the journey that you go on. Acknowledge the expansion, acknowledge the growth, acknowledge who you're here to be. Acknowledge yourself. Now, I want you to take in a deep breath and slowly let that out. Come back into your body, settle in, notice your heartbeat, notice your breath, become aware of your surroundings, and rub your fingertips together. And know that it's okay for you to walk in this earth, for you to walk in your body, to go back to your daily life. But to go back to your daily life with just a little bit more different than the way that you showed up. I really hope that this message has guided you and supported you in the best way. Maybe even answered some of the questions that you may have had. And so, with this little bit, I'm going to be leaving the message here. I wish you guys all the best, and I will speak to you soon.